Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Tom Searles. You have reached the Florida Weather Authority. Big question of the day with the Florida Weather Authority. The tropics, alive or not? Is something happening or not? Which is it? Are the tropics bubbling or is nothing going on? And the answer is both. Come take a look at what I mean. There are not one, but two areas of concern, or at least something the Hurricane Center has circled up to give us a little preview of what's going on for the weekend and what we should be watching. Both of these systems that are out there, both of these areas of concern, have about a 20% shot of developing over the course of the next 5 to 7 days. Why am I not concerned? Well, there's a lot in the way of anything developing, and yet I am concerned because one of those is going to be a huge rainmaker. How much of that rain are you going to see? Well, bear with me. We will get right to it. This area right on top of Florida is the one that, we have to look at first. There's some frothiness here. Dying frontal boundary up to the north and frothiness developing on the front side of that has sort of produced an area of thunderstorm eruption. Look at that. Right over there around Tampa this morning. Sarasota all the way down to Venice. Big rain happening. But most of that eruption, most of that bubbling that you're seeing, that's actually happening in the Gulf. On top of Central Florida, right here in Orlando, I'm looking outside right now. I've got cloud cover, but I don't have anything to do with the rain yet. That will happen later this afternoon when our sea breezes slap and we get our usual scattered afternoon thunderstorms. For now, I've changed over to the visible satellite image and look at the tops here. See these cloud tops? I call that like a cauliflower look. You go to the grocery store and you look down and see the big cauliflower head. That's what you have right there. This looks like cauliflower, doesn't it? It does, yeah. Bubbling right there in the Gulf. That's all exploding. What you're looking at now is the water vapor loop this morning during the overnight hours and the early morning hours. The green is the moisture. The cloud tops holding all the big moisture. There is no dry air to speak of on top of us. You get down here around the Yucatan. You see a little bit of dry air in the blue there. That's the driest air in the Gulf. Down there, just outside of the Yucatan. But big explosive storms still ongoing through Texas, where the flooding has been horrific in the last 36 hours. They'll get more rain today in some of those spots. Don't expect that to lighten up for at least a couple of more days. While here at home, our rain chances begin to increase. You'll see here on this water vapor loop over here in the corner, from the Bahamas all the way down to Cuba, wrapping around the backside of the little trothiness kind of pinwheeling there. These big storms in here around Tampa, those are going out to the Gulf. All of that is building due west. All of this stuff to the east is going to kind of funnel in to Central Florida with the East Coast sea breeze developing as the day wears on. So here's the entire Atlantic view from Florida all the way to the coast of Africa. And here's the area we're watching for our development here. Really think a lot of that's going to go west. Here's the bigger wave over here off the coast of Africa. That wave is huge and really impressive looking on the satellite. And the next wave looks pretty strong too, but there's a lot going on out there. First of all, the modeling is not in love with it. Look at the modeling, the early ensembles for what's going on with Euro here in the Gulf. Normally when things start to look like this, I call it like a squash bug, like step on a spider and the legs go out. Notice over here, the Euro latches on to maybe a little something, trying to develop around the panhandle between now and say Monday, Tuesday of next week. But which way does that go? It's a drifter. Some of the ensembles take it into Louisiana, Mississippi. Some take it across Florida up the East Coast. That's why that weird shape from the National Hurricane Center is there. They're like, could go this way, could go that way. It's like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. Some folks go this way. Some folks go that way. Right now, there's not a system there. So we don't really know. Right now, it's just a bunch of frothiness. The big wave over the Atlantic, well, okay, we kind of know where that's going to go. It's going to come due west for a while and then start to encounter difficulty. It's going to move in some cooler waters, the Atlantic. The coolest water in the Atlantic hurricane basin anyway, is over here off the coast of Africa. You get closer to the Caribbean or down to the ITZ, it all really starts to fire up. And over here in the Caribbean, hot, hot, hot. The Gulf Loop, hot, hot, hot. So all of this area is kind of primed with warm waters, just waiting for something to try. All of this is kind of a little cooler. So as this next big wave comes into that cooler water and the dust it's going to have to battle a lot of dust. Coming off the coast here, running into this, that dust is going to gobble that moisture up and probably shut that wave down. Here at home, we have a little bit of dust down around Cuba all the way to the Yucatan, but notice just off the coast in the Gulf here, cloud cover and moisture and not a lot of dust affecting our little would-be system over the course of the weekend. Here's the national synopsis of what's going on. Big ridge of high pressure still dominant across the nation's interior, but a frontal boundary has dropped all the way down to northern Virginia. This zone in here is going to be quite stormy. This zone over here, quite stormy, and down here, stormy, and over here from Texas all the way to Arizona, stormy, stormy, stormy. So a whole lot going on with big storms across the country in the next 24 to 48 hours. For us here at home in Central Florida, heat will still be the story of the day. Heat and rain and possible tropical moisture. Again, I really believe a bulk of that is going to hover in the Gulf. I'll show you more in just a moment. Let's talk temperatures. Last week at this time, New York City was ablaze. And I don't mean burning from fire, but hot, hot, hot. So hot. Temperature readings a week and a half ago, 95 to 98. The heat indices were way past 100. Today, that's changed a bit. Back to a normal summertime temperature in the Jersey, New York metro area with a high of 87 to 89 instead of 98. Through the Ohio Valley, 90. That's not out of question. It's not crazy. But you get up here to the Canadian border, lots of smoke filtering in this zone. If you checked this out yesterday, meteorologist Dr. Rob Eicher was reporting about that smoke at Ocean City, Maryland. More about that in a moment. Here are the temperature readings I'm talking about that have, modified, calmed down, cooled down for everyone up here. From the folks in Maine all the way over to New York State. Look at upstate New York. Look at Watertown, 77. Come down here to New York City. Temperature readings today about 87. Again, manageable. Hot, to be sure, but not out of the question hot. Come down to the southeast from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, 98. Woo, look at Ocala today, at least 92 before the rain sets in. Over on the Gulf Coast with all the rain, some of these highs may be hard to get to. I don't know that Newport Richey is going to 90. If you get the rain early enough, you won't hit 90. But I do believe Central Florida and Orlando, we do go to about 92 to 93 before the rain takes over with the sea breeze in the afternoon. Now, let's talk about what's going on with this. See all this gray up here? These are our watches and warnings and our setups for what's happening today. Atlanta, Georgia, heat advisory from Charleston all the way up into North Carolina. But this gray you're seeing here, all of that, that's a smoke advisory, an air quality advisory. So smoke trouble coming out of Canada all across the Great Lakes, from Wausau to Escanaba by the Moonlight, all the way down to Pittsburgh, D.C., Salisbury, Maryland. Remember, Dr. Rob Eicher's over here in that smoke, all the way down to Virginia Beach, Winston-Salem, even into Charlotte. Poor air quality because of smoke from the Canadian wildfires. We're going to need a change in wind direction to shut that down. And that won't happen today or tomorrow. You're going to have to hang on through the end of the weekend before that starts to change. What about thunderstorms today? Well, let's talk about it. See this big green blob here from Indianapolis, shy of Columbus, all the way down through Knoxville, Atlanta, into Central Florida. That's marginal for severe. Marginal for severe. Frontal trough right here. The mixing causing big trouble from the Great Lakes outside of Indianapolis and Ohio all the way down to Atlanta. Some of these storms up here from Marquette to Minnesota are going to be wicked as well. Rain chances are high. Storms are going to be rough. Wind speeds in excess of about 60 to 65 miles per hour. Possible tornadoes here, like greater than a 2 to 5% shot that some of these storms could produce tornadoes. Here at home through most of Central Florida, just your normal thunderstorms in the afternoon with a sea breeze collision and a little bit of additional lift provided by the frothiness in the Gulf. There's the rain right now this morning. All of this stuff again out here from Tampa to Naples, that is all going back out to the Gulf. These pockets of moisture here are working their way towards Central Florida and should be here by the afternoon. Weather Service putting our rain chances at 70%. I'm on board with that. I think about a 70% shot of rain as the day wears on with the colliding sea breezes. And as far as rainfall totals go, the bullseye of moisture is in the Gulf and along the Gulf Coast. Tampa today by 5 o'clock should end up with better than a half of an inch of rain. Now you're going to see rainfall estimates in other spots going 4, 5, 6 inches today. No, I don't believe that because I think most of this moisture dumps in the Gulf. Some isolated spots could end up with 4 to 5 inches, of course. But I think by Sunday night, we're talking almost an inch of additional rainfall at OIA, 1.5 in Tampa. And the zoomed in shot here shows you Kissimmee could be close enough to the bullseye. You guys in Osceola County between now and the end of the weekend could end up with 1 inch to 2 in your rain gauges. Now the hour by hour forecast for today in Central Florida. Looking pretty good. 85 degrees by 10 a.m. By noon, close to 90. Daytime high today goes to about 92 or 93 before the rain sets in this afternoon, riding those sea breezes. So by 2 o'clock this afternoon, 88. And the 7-day forecast, I think you know what's coming. It's summer, summer, summer in the city. Well, summer in Central Florida anyway. Daytime highs depend a lot, on the air mass and how much storm activity you can get. High today, 93 to 94 before the rain sets in. Tomorrow, 91. Sunday, 86. Any day that's going to be a washout of your weekend, I'm thinking it's Sunday as that trothiness begins to explode and develop a little bit more. If it goes far enough to the west, we get less rain, but I think it lingers. It comes across Florida, and we end up with a bunch of rain by Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, we get back to normal, watching our thunderstorms in the afternoon and daytime highs, maxing at about 93 to 94. So there you go. There's your 7-day outlook. There's your tropical storm update. We are the Florida Weather Authority. That would be me, meteorologist Tom Sorrells, along with meteorologist Amy Sweezy and meteorologist Dr. Rob Eicher. We want to be your reliable, dependable, non-hype, understandable weather source for all things weather in Central Florida. Please like and follow. And if you have a question for us, ship it to us. We'd love to answer any question you might have. We are the Florida Weather Authority. Talk soon. Peace.